a special guest coming up in a few minutes, which I know you're all excited to know about. But let's kind of talk about what's happening today. We got a lot of excitement in Peak Fintech, PKK. Stock was up about 27%. Closed at, what is it, it hit high about $1.35. So, number 2 high volume stock on the CSE, over 3 million shares in Canada, almost 500,000 shares in the US. So this is definitely something to talk about. Before we kind of get into everything, just a quick disclaimer. This is what we're doing today is just a live chat. This is opinion only. This is not official company information. So this is just our opinion on what's happening with the chart. Anybody that comes on the show, it's their opinion only. Nothing to do with the company. Unofficial information. So that's what we're doing. Again, do your research before you invest always. So let's I want to pop up something here. So if you guys have noticed, we introduced Peak on our next Superstock live stream back in September 16th. The stock was about 43 cents. It's had a nice run. It's up about 200% since then. So we've had a number of winners. Look, we've had we've had a bunch of stocks. We've had CloudMD up 500%. We had a couple of others. We had Logic that's up 200%. This is all in the last couple of months. And of course, our big winners over the past 6 months would be Cytodyne up 2,000%, Nextec up 1,300%, Imagine AR 1,700%, and amongst other stocks. So I'd like to kind of just do a quick recap, just show you kind of what in case we have a lot of new people in the audience, kind of share with you what how this thing works, what our philosophy is all about. Let me just pop up this thing over here. Let me kind of give you a little. This is from our webinar on Sunday. Actually, no, hang on a second. We got the wrong slide here. Let me just pull this up. Stand by. Okay, there we go. Here's why I'm pulling this up, because this is going to talk about how these things, these next super stock criteria relate to Peak Fintech. Number one, we're going after big multi-billion-dollar market opportunities. Peak Fintech definitely fits that description. The fintech market in China is enormous. I mean, obviously, look at the interest that the Ant Group IPO had. They had to pull it, because of the internal politics in China with Jack Ma, Alibaba. It's a mess. So I think a lot of money is actually flowing into Peak Fintech because people are kind of understanding what the story is. Number two, at a key inflection point, a company that's about to start scaling with explosive revenue growth. Peak fits that exactly. They are launching their partnership with BDC. Johnson, the CEO, was talking about it's potentially $1 billion total market that partnership has. Let's just say they get 5% of it, 10% of it, 100 million revenues. It would be a game changer, and that's just one partnership. Plus, they're doing these partnerships with the cities, which is going to drive a lot of revenue. So there's a lot of stuff happening. We could see some real explosive revenue growth. Multiple catalysts in place. Too many to list. CEO that gets it when it comes to creating value. Johnson is definitely that guy. Here's what I like. Number 5 and number 6. Peak is, my opinion, undervalued compared to its peer group. Some of the comps, some of the companies in the fintech space, whether we're talking about, in the Chinese stocks, the U.S. stocks, whether you talk about Square, Pinduoduo, you name it, SEA. And number 5, even more important, Peak is riding a big trend wave. It's like a thematic tailwind. Fintech is huge. Chinese fintech, enormous. As you can see, the Ant IPO really validates this whole message. I mean, I don't think there could be a bigger validation for Peak than the Ant IPO, which has been pulled. It'll come back. I'm sure in a couple of months, whatever happens behind closed doors is going to get done, and we'll see Ant on the market, and I think that's going to help out Peak maybe in March. We'll see. Anyway, there's a lot of exciting things happening. So let me pull up that chart, and we'll kind of talk about the charts again. Here we go. Let's see here. Okay, you guys can see that. Let me just pull that up over here. We're looking at the daily chart. The stock is, just check out those technical indicators. It's really, everything is looking green. Everything is looking green over there. I'm going to show you actually the weekly chart, which I think is even more interesting. Here we go. Here is the weekly view. I like it when all the charts are kind of lined up. You got the weeklies, the dailies, everything is kind of lined up. So my opinion, again, this is purely opinion. This is not official investment advice. Actually, let me pop up that banner, which is, how's our disclaimer before we talk about this? My opinion, this is going to be probably a $4.50, $5 stock by maybe February, March. It might take that long to get there. And again, that would make it exactly a 10 bagger from where we are. So the charts look great. The fundamentals are great. Those are fantastic things. One thing I kind of want to talk about is this. You got the velocity, you got massive money coming into it. You have, all these eyeballs coming into the stock. And if you've been following our live streams for a while, here's what's interesting. Peak today looks very similar to how Nextec looked exactly a year ago when Nextec first broke out of that $1.50 range. It was exactly the same setup. The charts looked uncannily, very similar. The fundamentals were similar, except Peak actually has much more revenues. These guys are doing $7 million last quarter. They have a run rate of $40 million. Fintech, the theme is a real theme. Fintech China is much hotter than AR was last year, even now. Fintech China, that's it. Enough said. So I think there's probably going to be some consolidation. I'm going to bring on a special guest in a few minutes, who you've all been waiting for, and we'll get his opinion. But I think there's probably going to be a little bit of consolidation. Let me pull up that chart over there. We've had a pretty strong run. I would not be surprised if the stock kind of pulled back to maybe the dollar range, kind of bounced around in the $1.25 range, and then broke out above $2. Probably, let's call it 3 weeks, but you never know. Look, this is the great thing about the markets. You never know. So let's see here. Okay, who's that special guest? Okay, let's find out. All right. So here we go. Let's see who our special guest is tonight. Paul, you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here, baby.
All right. Bonsoir. Bonsoir from Montreal.
Bonsoir, mon ami. Comment ça
va? No, I know a few words. I speak badly.
That's okay, buddy. Accent. You need that accent. That's good.
Exactly. Paul, great to have you on. This is actually the first time we're meeting. I've seen. I follow your Twitter. I love your videos on the YouTube. We're gonna have to pop up the link to the YouTube, which is great stuff. A lot of winning picks. I kind of want to get. I want to kind of maybe start talking a little bit about. The Peak Fintech, kind of get your thoughts on that. And then I want to, spend a little bit of time about, finding out a little bit about you, what's, what your investment philosophy is, and, from there.
That's great, my man. I'm, first of all, I'm a big fan. You're the man. You've been hitting home runs. It seems like daily now. You're smashing them out. So I love it. And
we've had a few winners here.
No kidding. So, you're the man.
Yeah. So you follow, which ones? You follow Peak, you follow Cloud, right?
Well, listen, it started with NTAR, NEXCF, like you said, Nextec.
Okay.
Okay, that was probably what, last year, I guess, or close to that. It just flies, right? So
what price did you get into Nextec at?
oh man, that was and I use that as my baseline all the time. I tell people, because when you hear that classic theme, pump and dump, and I say, guys, say what you want, do your DD, and just follow the chart, like you do. And Nextec, I got in at like 45 cents or something like that.
Wow. So that must have been, that must have been like July of last year, probably.
Yeah, it was about not even a year ago. Honestly.
Okay, so it was probably August, October, September. It's funny.
Yeah, September. It was September.
Okay, you want to hear something interesting? Here's what else Peak has in common with Nextec. Nextec debuted on our platform in I think like August 15th of last year. I think it was about 50 cents. And then it kind of like, had a little pop, and, they had really had a very little audience. There was like, I think 30 people on the live stream when they first showed up. Like nobody knew about it. It was a Canadian deal. Nobody knew anything about it. And then it kind of slowly built, and the stock kind of actually fell down. It kind of dropped lower, just like we've seen with Peak. Peak debuted September 16th. So it's like it's very, there's like a rhyme there. And, Peak kind of been dropping after September, dropped probably, 15 cents, whatever. And all of a sudden, boom, out of nowhere. You see the stuff happen all the time.
It's classic, right? The shorts get in there. You got all kind of stuff going on, but when you have something like listen, you said the magical word before. You said AR. AR is hot. It was hot too, and now Fintech, man. Fintech is. I said I'd keep it clean. I usually throw out a few words, but I'm not going to say anything. But Fintech,
I've actually, it's funny. I started off my career in the commodity trading business. So my language was not today. I'm much. All of a sudden, I'm very clean now. But
you're clean, bro. You're clean.
But we're on YouTube. We want to keep this a family-oriented show. PG rated here. So.
And my kids are here, so I can't swear. But
okay, perfect.
But no, honestly, in China's hot. Man. China's hot. This and like. I always look for like a CEO who knows what he's doing, like Evan with Entar and AP with IP, and now JJ with he's kicking some ass here, man. This guy with this Fintech in China, fantastic, and he's a local guy. Love that, Montreal.
Yeah, where are you? Where exactly are you located? Have you met JJ?
I haven't met JJ, but I'm a big fan, so maybe I'll meet up with this guy one day. But COVID's running wild, so we're locked down.
Right.
I'm in Montreal.
Oh, yeah. You're in Montreal, right?
I'm a Montreal guy, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, I love Montreal. I've been there. I've been there probably about 4 times. I haven't been there maybe in about 10 years. Great food. I mean, I remember I think it's the best food in North America.
It's fantastic. Great everything. We got to grade everything.
Everything, and the women are beautiful. You're married, so your wife is probably beautiful. So it was what a beautiful place. I went to jazz festival.
My girlfriend's been on the Paul's Picks many times, so yeah, she's amazing.
Excellent. Yeah, Montreal. Yeah, definitely. We should meet up next time. I'm in Montreal once this whole COVID thing disappears. Actually, let me actually pop up the hang on a second. Let me pop the Peak onto the screen. What price? When did you get involved with Peak, and what's your opinion on Peak? What do you make of this stock right now?
Listen, Peak, I got in maybe about 3 weeks ago, a month ago. A few of my friends out there, a few guys out there like Boss Dak and a bunch of guys out there helping me out with this. I saw the similar patterns as Nextec. Again, I go back to that. And you said it before. I actually heard you say that. So it's right. And the minute I saw, it's a fintech company. I like the research. I tell everyone usually, Google your own stuff, do your DD, dig, and fintech's hot. China's hot, and this one popped up. I said, wow, this, let me dig. And obviously, I saw you doing it. So I follow you all the time. I got to say it. You started me on Nextec and then so on, right? So
okay, wow. I'm sorry.
I got to be honest. I got to be honest, man.
Wait. So you actually Wait, Paul, did you discover Nextec through our program, through the Next Superstock thing?
I did.
Last
I
year?
was doing research on AR, and again, this was about a year ago. It's when you had first started covering. Then your stuff came up, something like that, and obviously it's a year ago, so my memory is a bit foggy. But definitely, I saw it with you. That kind of put it on the map for me.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
I got in. I said, why not? And I started building confidence. Again, I always look for a good CEO. You know,
Yeah, I
it's
think.
important.
Yeah, I think the CEO is the key to the store, because you want somebody who can pivot. Because look, with these small companies, anything can happen. It's just like you're running a small business. I mean, there's so many things going wrong all the time. So you want somebody that can pivot and take advantage of opportunities. I think I think even PKK has done some pivots in over their history. So that's it's a key thing. And but what's interesting is, so here's what I find interesting. You got interested in Nextec because you were researching AR.
Yeah.
I mean, you were just interested in the theme of AR. Like, how did you, like, what was why did you get interested?
I always what I preach is buy what you know, or research what you know, what you believe in. You got to look forward, right? The market looks forward, and AR was something that was just coming out, basically, and it's something that I believe in, and I feel it's the future. It's the now, especially now with this COVID. So that came up, and again, following you, and I said, wow, this is very interesting, and that's it. The rest is history, right? So same kind of story here.
Yeah. You know what? So you probably, I mean, obviously, look, you understand is that one thing is you want stocks that are part of like a big theme, that wave. You want to ride like a wave, where there's a massive amount of attention, money flowing into it, and this is what's happening with China Fintech. Ironically, China, with everything, the political situation between U.S. but the Chinese stocks are hot. Whatever it is, look, we're here to make money. I mean, listen, this is what this is about. This is not about politics, stock. At the end of the day, it's about money. It's not even about the companies. It's about, you buy a stock at 25 cents and you sell it at $5. That's kind of the thing. Everything else doesn't matter, I think. So
that's key, man. It's the key is having, like you said, the great sector behind it, something that's hot. And obviously, in this world, a lot of people, you got that theme. I always say pump and dump. They always say that there's a million stocks out there that are, I'm not going to swear again, it's BS, and that's not what this is. I tell people, I'm not going to recommend something. I believe in honesty, karma, all that stuff. And listen, do your due diligence. That's the key, right? And you're the same kind of man. So
yeah,
this
pretty much. Look, I mean, we get, ultimately, we're looking for things which are going to really work out, something which has legs. I mean, I get a lot of calls from, companies, promoters, which are kind of like, let's just say, I don't know, they may be questioning, whatever. It's just not that stuff doesn't really interest me. I'm looking for something which, is a real company, and has a shot of where the stock could do well. I mean, that's really the bottom line. But again, we're not, speaking from, this is again off, like, just from an investor standpoint, it's about making money. It's not about the company being married to these stocks. Like, you got to ride the theme, and then you got to get into, jump on the next wave. I mean, it's all about, compounding. We got to really compound, because, I'm looking for things which, have that velocity going on. Like right now, between cloud, peak right now, these are like, real breakout high velocity stocks. We got Logic. I don't know if you follow Logic. That's LGIQ.
Yeah, I started. I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to get in, man, but the thing keeps going. So I'm pissed off. I'm kidding.
It's a different.
Thing's a beast. I got into cloud. I got lucky because cloud's a monster. I love cloud. Okay, again, that's something. It's a different sector. Preaching diversification. You got to diversify, right? And obviously, CloudMD, the world we're in, it's not going to fail. they compare to well, right? So that's something else. But yeah, Logic is I think it's gonna be a monster too. I just want to get in. So I tell people, yeah, bring it lower so I can get in. Not kidding. But
yeah. No, I think that one is going to break out soon. It's a difficult. It's a very thin stock. So, and there's not not a lot of people know about it yet. So, but here's what's interesting. Okay, so J.H. Kim saying, okay, the key is patience, not getting rattled off good stocks. I think actually, yeah, that's the key thing. And look, I think all these things get pullbacks. They get they get these big run-ups and they have like this vicious pullback, and then it shakes out all the weak hands, and then it takes off. Cloud, I think Cloud is consolidating right here. I was expecting it to, maybe it's really breaking out. I think the stock is kind of ready to break out. Like today, kind of came down, but I think it's just getting ready. I mean, what do you think, Paul?
When you got that cup and handle forming, man, you look at that chart. Sometimes you pull up the Cloud chart, and once you see that cup handle forming, you're gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna wait for that blast off, and definitely a consolidation. It's a good entry, and you got to ask yourself: is Cloud MD gonna fail? No, it's not. It's next to impossible for this thing to fail. And then I go back to peak. Okay, again, you look at you had said it in your intro because I was listening. You mentioned Ant. Okay, Ant, the deal with Baba. It brings now it got delayed obviously, but it brings many eyes to our this company, right? This little nobody knows company, but you see the volume picking up, right? Look, we had what is it, 500K in US today? Because
US almost 500K.
Yeah, and I think it's an all-time high. I think on volume.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, here, great. I think this is a great comment here. Yeah, exactly.
That's right. I love it. It is spring loading. So look for that to break out soon, okay? Because again, you're right. It's consolidating. Cloud, baby.
What's Paul? What's your price target on Cloud?
Oof. Give me an ETA. What time frame?
I'll tell you what. Why don't you? It's open-ended question here.
Well, listen, it depends. Obviously, there's you got to look at what kind of investor you are, right? Some you put in your vault where you say, okay, I'm just going to hold this. I don't care what's going on. This is staying in a vault. It's 3, 4, 5 year hold. Who knows where this can go? Or you got to say I'm short term and in and out. But let's just look forward to next year. Okay, 12 months from now, Cloud. Why can't that be easy 10, 15?
You know what? I would say, yeah, I think so. Did you watch the live stream today with Dr. Hamza?
I didn't. That's another great CEO right there. So I didn't mention that, but fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, genius.
Yeah, here's kind of what I found interesting was the guy kind of is very conservative. So he's not a promoter. I mean, he's very conservative. And because sometimes I always try to get these guys to really say, hey, this stock is going to be 100 bagger.
He won't say it.
He won't say anything.
Yeah,
so but he dropped a couple of hints. You kind of really have to kind of read between the lines. And he kind of mentioned a few times that, and I'm kind of, again, this is what I'm going to say is this is not official company. This is not official company stuff. This is purely my opinion. I think that what's that?
We're just chatting.
This is just a chat. Yeah. So I think that they are. He really wants to set this up for like an exit for maybe do a merger or be bought out by somebody else. Yep. Probably I would say let's say 3x from here. So maybe 9, 10. I think there's a possibility that the telemedicine thing really heats up. Let's say by March, April. The stock is $9, $12. They probably would exit at that range.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And why not, right? Again, why would it not succeed in the world we're in today, right? You got to ask yourself that question. That's I always preach that. I say, look, where do we live? You want to go digital. You want to make appointments. You want to, and now that makes total sense. You look at the heat again. We mentioned. Look at Teladoc. companies like that, right? It just brings eyes to these companies.
This is the key thing. Again, it's about riding that trend. Like, look, the telemedicine thing is hot, and I think you check out the live stream today, because he dropped a couple of interesting hints in that, in the discussion. And basically what they're doing is, they're picking up these assets. They're putting together something which is going to be very, very valuable for a serious buyer. I mean, I'm not saying an Amazon, but look, Amazon wants to get involved in that space. You have Teledoc. I mean, there's a lot of players who would write a check for a couple of billion.
Absolutely. I mean, they're making the right acquisitions. They're doing the right moves. So why not?
Yeah. Hey, this is funny. This is a funny one. Okay, somebody's asking, why was IROC knocking on the door of Peak today? Paul? What's your take? I'll give you mine.
Volume, baby, volume. That's volume. It's got to be volume.
Exactly.
Got to be
exactly.
volume.
I say, look, the party is not getting started until IROC shows up. So yeah. I mean, basically, look, anytime there's volume, anytime there's a big price move, they call up the company and say, hey, do you know of anything? And then the company has to put out their official statement. And it's
exactly. But I always preach that is because IROC, I explain, IROC is they're very strict. Okay, these guys.
Yeah.
So it's actually that's a great question. Actually, thank you for that question. It's a great indicator. It actually inspires confidence, because when you see IROC getting involved and a company making a statement saying, listen, there's nothing going on, that means it's legit, baby. So they're just asking because they're like, what's with the volume? It's off the charts. What's happening? So that's because Wall Street's talking about it and everything. And, it's getting numbs, but there's nothing wrong with getting eyes on stocks. It's not a pump and dump. It's and when IROC steps in and things are legit, they're like, okay, that's cool. So it's all about volume. They're getting eyes on it. It's obviously hot. Fintech's hot, like you said it. That's it.
Yeah, no. So I look at it. It's a plus. Yeah, the CSE. What I like about the CSE, it's very well regulated. It's not like the OTC market in the US, which is like it's really gone downhill. We got somebody saying they're in the stock 2.5 cents in the peak. Wow.
Who's that? Someone got it at 2 cents?
This is what the guy's saying. Whatever the guy's name is. Yeah.
Tell him I hope it's in your TFSA.
This is
tax-free, baby, tax-free.
Hey, Paul, I want to ask you. Okay, let's first ask you, what's your kind of your investment philosophy? Are you looking for home runs? I mean, when do you buy? When do you sell? When do you take profits? When do you cut losses?
I have the people follow me, my family. I call them my family. These are my family. They know. Listen, it's simple. Certain plays is swing trades, day trades, and my philosophy is simple. It's either 100% or you do a 70-30. 70-30, take your profits, because especially in this market, it's a mind. I'll keep it clean. It's a mind, mess.
Yes.
And it's a mind bleep. And 70-30, I like to say, if you believe in something a little bit, leave that 30% ride and let it ride all the way up. Okay, take that 70% profit. Now, there's certain stocks where I always say put in your vault, and people probably laugh and saying, Paul's picks vault, and that means I don't even look at it. People are saying, man, it's down, it's up. If you haven't sold, you have not made or lost, man. It's simple. So that's my philosophy. When I believe in something, I buy what I know, and that comes from a guy who's some people don't know who he is, but Warren Buffett. You ever hear this guy?
No. Who's he?
So I mean, listen. If it works for him, it should work for us, right? Buy what you know. So
you said something very interesting. So you basically you take a profit at some level, and then you keep 30% to let it ride.
I do.
Okay. And when do you cash out? What's your target usually? I mean, do you have a target, or it's based on momentum?
On the 30%?
No. In other words, when you buy a stock, let's say peak, right? So let's say you're in peak at what price? What's roughly?
But see, peak's in my vault right now.
It's in the vault.
This is a vault pick. Yeah. So there's no profit taking there. That's just let it go and see what happens. Hope for because then you look at catalysts. The word catalyst, and I think you mentioned that before also, is you got to see, like, are they going to get bought out? What's the projection? What are the competitors doing? What are they trading in terms of forward PE? And in going back to peak, if you look at the sector, man, they're way undervalued. These guys, it's JJ keeps delivering results. It's crazy. The revenue is insane. I mean, it's crazy, right? So all we need is eyes. And
yeah,
I was so happy to see that message. It was in French, actually. The message from IROC, and I was cracking up. I said, "Yes, we got eyes, baby." So yeah, that's in the vault. Not selling that right now.
Okay, exactly. Yeah. So here we go. Oh, yeah. So what? Yeah, we got a lot of people. Oh, yeah, we got a guy saying he got it. What's this guy? 2.5 cents before. Oh, this guy was before the reverse split.
Okay.
So what is that? They did a 30. I don't know what's the whatever that comes down to. Okay, interesting. Okay, so in terms of peak, so we talked about that. But at what point other stocks, let's say, do you let's say when do you take profits? What do you look for?
Depends if it's a day trade, a swing trade overnight. I mean, on earnings.
Long term. I'm talking about. We're talking long term because I think our audience is mostly like longer term.
Yeah, long term. I always say, listen, you got to set yourself a goal. Say, listen, I want 5x on this stock. Once you get your 5x, you take your 70. And again, that's just a personal thing I do is I set myself a goal because I believe in setting the goals beforehand on anything you do. You say, listen, I want 5x from peak, let's say. Okay, and then at 5x, I'll do 70%, and then I'll let the rest ride, man. I'll let it ride for who knows when. That's it. So I know what your next question is. What's my my target on peak, right?
What is your target on peak?
I'll probably sell some again from this price point now, 10x.
Okay.
Not before that.
You mean 10x from where it is now? You're talking about $13?
Yeah, or maybe 9, 8, something like that, something in that range. It's what I said before. I see a target of 10 to 15, so that's realistic. Why not?
Okay. Yeah. So I think one thing you mentioned is in terms of undervalued. That's kind of the other thing which is important. I like things where and you understand this, Paul, is like you want to have as many advantages as possible. You want to have a competitive edge whenever you get into any of these penny stocks, any kind of micro caps. Sure. So you want something which is basically undervalued compared to its peer group, or there's going to be some sort of exit where it's cheap compared to even private companies. So that's it's important. Even more important than your target on peak. This is even more important. Do you write down this goal, or you kind of like your exit? You write this down before?
When I get into something, first of all, I have a category. I say, listen, this is a vault pick. Then in that vault, I do write my my exit goal. I do, and then certain stocks is really short term, and then there's the day trades, obviously. So that's it, man. It's not a complicated formula.
Okay, but all the goals are written. These are written goals. You write it down, and do you also put in like what price you would take a loss?
That's different. I don't really put the loss price because I don't want to say I don't have losses. I'm kidding, but no, obviously at a certain point when you see something's lagging you down, you just take your loss and you go from there. Because if you start off putting a loss on something, I just feel you're losing. Right?
I like what you think.
I look forward. I don't look backwards.
Yeah, I've noticed that because I get the sense that you're a very positive thinking guy, which is which I like. That's what I like about you. You think big. I love your videos. On YouTube. It's great stuff.
It's crazy, man. I started this with TikTok. My kids they said, "Daddy, TikTok there." So that's it. That's how it started. And poolside, there's guys out there Paul's picks pumps, and it cracks me up. I love that shit. Excuse me.
What? It's okay. You're on TikTok. You do this on TikTok?
No, my kids have their TikTok, and there was a TikTok there. So
Okay.
I said, yeah, I'll do it. So that's it.
About stocks.
Yes.
I don't understand. I don't understand TikTok. I don't get like the whole thing that people do dance but whatever. It's
we should
big.
do it. Yeah. We should do it.
TikTok, yeah. I do see, I see on Twitter, people put up like these crazy TikTok videos of, like some kid, giving stock recommendations, like, buy the stock, the symbol, whatever.
There's so much stuff out there, man. It's insane. There's
so Paul, so basically you got into this, on YouTube, the whole into the guru world, into the online stock guru world through TikTok. What do you do? Like, tell us about yourself. Like, what, you live in Montreal, like what do you do all day? What?
Man, it's complicated. Listen, I do a lot of stuff, but I honestly been in this world for years, 20 plus years. I joke around. My dad was my dad's still a big trader. My dad was a big trader. Honestly, I think I made my first stock trade. I was 12.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not even kidding, eh?
Yeah, but I think you're a young guy. You're not 40 though, are you?
Man, come on! You're a gentleman. Look at this guy, gentleman. Everything.
You're over 40.
I'm over 45.
Shit! Wow. Are we the same age, man? You're that ancient? Oh my God!
You're from 46. 46. Yeah.
Okay, right. So what? Wow, that's amazing. Wait, so it must be like, you're in Montreal, you're eating that good food, so it keeps you looking young. They have that also good water. I think they have good water there. It's important.
The water, my girlfriend, it's keeps me young.
That's all you need.
Honestly, the key is listen. I'm full-time dad, single dad. My girlfriend, and it's always they keep me on the go, man. It's crazy. The guys know, hey, Paul, you're not around this. I said, I'm on daddy duty, so they won't hear from me. So then when I'm back, it's like, he's back. They know my schedule more than I do. I love it. I love you guys. I love you. I love them. I love the family there. So Big Ben, Big Blue, Sal, everybody, man. Crypto, everybody. So God bless.
Excellent. So so you basically you're pretty much day trading. I mean, you're actively involved in the markets then.
I'm involved. Like I said, the day trading, swing trading, I do. Okay, but I'm more long-term stuff. I enjoy it. I like building the camaraderie too with people, because it's not just about investing. And truth be told, a lot of this started with seeing people out there getting like screwed, with these pump and dump schemes, and there's a lot of that shit out there. Excuse me.
You know what I find amazing is, like, it's kind of a double-edged sword, is that, if you look on some of these investor forums, message boards, like, CEOCA or, who's or I have there on some of those boards. I mean, like, people are just, I don't know if there's like guys who are, I don't know if they're paid by the company, or they're just like, there's bashers, and a lot of these conversations are just like, one way, like, oh, the stock is up a penny, the stock is down 2 cents. Yeah. Like, I'm looking at some of these things, like I was looking at the on Yahoo, I was looking at the Nextec messages. I was like, this is like crazy.
Oh, that's wild. That's wild out there.
It's the same. It's like 5 people saying that the stock is upward. Like, it's crazy stuff. What's interesting is, but I do monitor these boards to see if the company is gaining kind of eyes and momentum. Mm-hmm. I'm noticing a peak is they're getting some traction.
It's getting there. Obviously, it's good you bring that up, because these boards, obviously, a lot of it is, some of this funny stuff that goes on. But certain stocks you see that have no activity at all, the stock is stagnant. But you see the ones that do have posts and whatnot. it's moving one way or another, right? And I always enjoy when you know, the short sellers come in or something and they start bashing the stock, because then you know something's going good, okay? Because they try and like bring it down, or it's either they want to get in and whatnot. So it's all a game, right? But it's fun as long as it stays clean.
Yeah. By the way, do you follow Valio?
I don't.
VPH. They're actually they're in Montreal. We've had them on the program. I think they have a great store. It's a specialty pharma company, or real guys.
Yeah.
They just, they're waiting for news to come out. The news was a little bit slow, so they've kind of been quiet. But I think we might have them back maybe next week. They have a product called Hesperco. I think the Hesperco is basically, it's kind of an immune thing for like maybe to keep the COVID away. this guy's saying you should take it to get young. Okay, so
was VPH? What's the ticker?
VPH.
VPH. Okay, I'll definitely I'll dig deeper. I'll take a look. Thank you.
Yeah. Check it out on. We got a couple of videos maybe about a month ago with Steve Saviuk, the CEO. It's interesting story. It's not. I mean, it's not in that momentum category right now, like like we have with Peak. It's and that's a long. And that guy's had a very successful track record before. So Zamil is asking you $5 by March for Peak.
You know what? Listen, very possible. We heard, maybe a NASDAQ listing, something like that. If that happens, listen, I think it was a level, they were looking at level 3, NASDAQ 2, what is it? Where it's got to be above a certain price. So and with a bit of news, definitely, March is a long way. It's a long way. Fintech's hot, man. And if you look at the China, all the companies lately with obviously the new the government coming out, we don't know who's going to win this election when, but it's crazy. But the China stocks are booming. Okay, and now obviously that opens more eyes to us, and I'm happy about that. Obviously, so my answer is definitely I'll give you a big yes for that. It could be.
Okay, I think Valio is in Kirkland. Is that near you?
Kirkland, yeah, that's my neighbor. I'm close, not far from there. I'll go check them out. That's the first thing I do. I like to call up the companies because again, if and you're the same, I'm sure you're going to recommend something. You're going to talk about something. You want to make sure it's legit, right? So yeah, that's great.
Yeah, the insiders own a lot of it. Steve, I think, was a start off as a market guy, or he was involved in. I mean, he's a very sharp guy. So you should definitely give him a call. He speaks French also. So
definitely will, man.
No, this is it's interesting. Let's see what so we got Valio. So basically, you got to be $4 to be over $4. But here's the thing: I don't think Peak really needs to. I mean, the NASDAQ, whatever. I think a stock, let's call it, if they're on the CSE or over the counter, anything under, let's call it that $6-7 range, $5 range, it's fine. It's just, I think what happens is once you get over that range, like the audience, the investors, they're like, oh, this is so expensive. I mean, just buy like, they're right. Like, oh, I want a nickel stock. I don't want to buy a $5 stock.
Yeah. Well, look at Nextec. It's in the same. It's right there now, right? It's floating back and forth, and I think it's just about there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that one is they're in that. That's the problem there, is because they're it's what it hit like $8, and just the air kind of thins out, and there's just people don't want to pay that on these markets, and I don't know, and that's a whole difference. I mean, I think that their momentum is kind of the momentum is gone from that stock. I mean, it could break out. Like I think it could be, I could see it as a double, but I could also see it dropping by half. It like right now I'm looking at these like stocks like a Peak or something which has that velocity going on. Like that's. There's money flowing in.
Yeah, well, listen, Peak has again, I'll say it, and the catalyst for me when you talk about a catalyst, we spoke about fintech, we spoke about China, obviously the business, but it's the revenue, man. CEO is great, and the guy delivers. So look at their revenue, and I think 2021. I read somewhere that they're looking at what revised 100 million or something.
Right? I don't know. I'm not involved with Nextec now, so I'm kind of like.
No, I'm talking about Peak. Peak.
Oh, Peak. Yeah. Peak. Yeah. Oh yeah, Peak. I think. Look, he's at a run right now of let's call it 40 million. Here's the thing. What I like about the fintech space, Paul, you get it. Look, it's like zero gravity. It's just. There's no inventory. It's very easy to scale. It's not like a business where you're shipping stuff. It's just digits on a screen. It's infinitely scalable. The margins are enormous. Why not? Why can't they do 100 million?
But that's what I was saying. If we look forward, obviously the market, as you know, is always forward looking. They're doing 40 as we stand. So why not 100 million next year or more, right? Or plus, right? And revenue drives everything. And like you said, there's no inventory. There's it's very the profit margin, everything is beautiful, right? I love it.
It's a huge market. I mean, China really, it's like it's just such a massive market. It's 3 times the size of the US. It's much more entrepreneurial. I mean, everybody wants to have a business, and and this is what the Peak does. They serve the small business guy. Whatever, they borrow a couple $1,000, whatever the number. It's like they really have that market kind of. We got guys asking about IP, Imagine AR. Paul, are you in Imagine AR IP right now?
Yeah, IP is one of my babies too. I mean, IP is my baby. It's people know my family out there is. Again, I look at the CEOs, AP Allen, and you've had Allen on many times. This guy, and he's a cool guy. Smart guy. They have again. I look at stuff that's different, something that I look forward, and AR is the future. It's the now. So that's a company I believe in a lot. Okay, these guys, they signed the NFL. They're working with I think it's FIFA soccer now, and they're not going to fail. My answer is absolutely. That's in the vault too. That's in the vault also. Okay. Not going anywhere. I don't trade the stock. I don't trade.
They got to get some traction with sales. I think that's what's missing in the story is they really got to get the sales going. Like some big constant. And I think, look, I was talking to Alan, and it's like, hey, or maybe do what some other guys are doing. Just find an acquisition. You get some revenues on the books, and whatever it is, whether it's software. Look, I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you have the right CEO, it doesn't matter what business the company is in, because if it's the wrong business, they'll move into the right business or whatever it is. I mean, they can pivot. So it's
what I like about that, like going back to IP, is this thing touches all sectors, man. You got to ask yourself, where do you see AR? I see it in retail, I see it in sports, I see it in entertainment. If you notice, they're kind of signing up all the right sectors. So it's for me, it's an indicator. You mentioned like cloud. They were hinting, and because these guys are wise, man. They come out, they hint, right? They give you little hints. You gotta dig. You gotta dig deep. So they can't come out and tell you, we're doing this, we're signing these guys, but they'll give you hints, right? So I think they gave the right hints. IP gave the right hints. You said I'm gonna go back and definitely check out the interview from today with Cloud, because I want to hear those hints. And Peak, Peak's shooting out all kind of hints also. So I love it, man.
No, it's pretty exciting. I think with AR though, it's I think I kind of thought maybe about a year ago, like I thought, okay, AR is going to be a big theme, like telemedicine is a theme, fintech is a theme. I think that what's happening is that there's so many people have incorporated AR like into their kind of business that it's not really a theme, that it's just a thing and whatever. So it's like not really. So like what I look at, like a company like Imagine AR. I look at it. It doesn't matter if he's in the AR. It's really he's in the consumer engagement, fan engagement business for retail. For it doesn't matter if he uses AR, does email. It's like I don't think it really matters.
That's the thing.
Because it's like if you look at what is it? What's it? Snapchat. Snapchat is uses that's a big thing. AR is huge for Snapchat, but nobody calls Snapchat an AR company. It's not. That's
that's it. It's there, right? It's well said. I mean, but it's everywhere. That's it. Yeah. So the answer is definitely yes. And again, it's not something I trade.
Yeah. BEW, is that one of yours, Paul? Who's B? I don't know that one. BEW.
No, I don't know. Amazing companies there. I don't know it. Okay. BEW.
Okay, maybe we have some shills. The shills in the audience, guys pumping stock. They're coming here.
This guy's coming to pump stock. I hear that. I probably hear that or read that. If you go on these boards, you see, pump and dump, and because obviously the first reaction you see people on OTCs, especially, and all that, it's like, oh yeah, it's because the stock is going up. It must be a pump, But sometimes, it's actually real, and I think we saw that today in the past few days with PKK. The volume's there. Listen, the price is there. So obviously some people believe, right? They know.
Yeah.
They know.
No, it's pretty interesting. So here a guy was asking, hang on a second. I had a guy who wants to know about you. So he was asking, hang on a second, let me see if I find this. Get a lot of questions here.
I take long walks on the beach. I like to hold hands. Yes.
Let's see. The guy what was he asking about? I lost the thing. He wants to know what you do. What do you do for work? This is what this guy was asking.
I do everything. Retail. I got real estate. Again, full-time dad. So trading and everything. Paul's Picks got a 2020. So that's a bit everything.
This is like basically you're like an opportunistic type of guy. You're not an entrepreneurial guy.
I'm just the average guy. And honestly, when this started, this whole YouTube and chatting on Discords, I really sincerely want to help people because there's a lot of traders out there that unfortunately they don't really know they're and they just need some guidance maybe and that's it. If I can help a few people, I'm not saying I'm a guru, nothing like that, but it's just trying to help I'm trying to pay it forward, man. Somebody helped me out when I was young, so I'd like to do the same.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, that's it. Sincerely.
No, it's great stuff. No, the videos are great. You have good thumbnails too. I love the thumbnails. We have terrible thumbnails. Yeah,
that's my boy Jared. My one guy I know. He helps me out there. So a good guy there helps me out. Yeah, my thumbnails. He helped me out because they were horrible, and I need a new camera. Everyone's telling me I need a camera. I'll get a camera, but
hang on a second. Yeah. What's going on with your camera there, Paul? We got to get you into the 21st century. You got like a 1999 camera.
But it's part of my thing, man. I'm old school, right? I'm old school.
What do you got, a Motorola? Are you coming to us on a Motorola flip phone with all the pixelation?
It's not even a flip phone. It's one of those big ones. Remember those big phones there?
You have it on the brick.
The brick. This is brick.
Hey, Paul, what do you think of the cannabis? You're in Canada. What do you think of cannabis here?
Man, listen, my followers, God bless them. They know I've been preaching the same story. I said, listen, we know when the cannabis stocks first came out, the MJ stocks, they took off like a rocket, and then they got beat to hell. Like, let's be honest. People always talk about holding bags. I was holding bags of weed, man. It's the stocks I can name. I have a list on my head so long, and I still hold them, and I'm waiting to sell. But you know what? We have been saying that. Look around you. There's COVID. The government's going to need. Forget about Canada. It's legalized here, but I'm talking United States and the rest of the world. That look forward again. Look forward. They're going to legalize cannabis, and look what happened. On election night, 5 states legalized. Now New Jersey said yes, and look what happened today. They took off. So I really believe in the sector. And obviously in Canada we have some very good companies. There's some good American companies also. But I always recommend the ETFs. So you don't have one exposure. You just buy ETFs like MJJ. You got the YOLO, and then you can play other ones. So Afira, there's a bunch, man. There's
you know what I think. I think that with the cannabis, when it first came out, there was just a lot of hype, and now that all the hype has gone out, all that, now you have some, you have a couple of gold nuggets between all that, all the junk, all the dross. So you have now. There's actually going to be some real players like emerging. They are now. There's players emerging.
Oh yeah.
It's totally out of favor. The cannabis is totally out of favor right now. I bet a year from now it's gonna be red hot as soon as you have a bunch of guys start making money, and they're all talking about it now. They're really focused on profits now. Like if you look at their earning calls, everybody's like, this is before they were talking about cultivation. We're building 1 million square feet. We're buying whatever. Now they're just talking about the profitability. Hey, here's interesting. Are you following any of these mushroom stocks?
It's funny. I knew that. I had a feeling that question would come up because that's another sector where I keep a close eye on. We're waiting for some legalization, and there's definitely a couple of companies. The one in particular I like, where they're kind of they do it right. So and it's out in. They're based in the West Coast. It's Champignon.
Okay.
Champignon. Yeah. So they got legalized. I believe it's in was it Oregon? Somewhere, I think it was Oregon that legalized that psychedelic. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. But again, it should be legalized in other states. I just feel like weed. I don't think people are ready. What'd they say?
Yeah. This guy's saying it's one off the. We should start drinking. I have a drink right here. Actually, I'm ready to have a drink after. After
we're talking about weed.
I got a scotch right here, ready to go afterwards.
That's great, man. That's great.
I think the problem with the shroom space is it's kind of when the cannabis first came out, there was a lot of these guys are kind of scammy, and the shroom space is a little bit scammy. Like there's some guys.
It's unknown, man. It's unknown. So I would stick to like I said, if you want to play it safe, you go with those ETFs in the weed sectors. It's safest way, man. This way, you don't have too much exposure.
Okay,
and that's what I recommend.
Somebody was asking before. I saw this. Are you following Fans Unite? Fans.
Yeah, actually, I've been doing some due diligence there. A few people brought it to my attention. That's my boy Crypto there and Ben. And I want to say I like what I see. So definitely we're looking at that for sure. Because,
I think
you bring a lot of stuff to my attention. So
it's got, for some reason, it's got a lot of selling pressure. It's I mean the fundamentals to me, they look good. I mean right. I think once this kind of selling pressure goes away, the stock could run. I mean, because again, it's the big themes. Sports betting is going to be massive. The online, the iGaming, everything, esports, everything they're doing, and right now they're at that inflection point. So we actually did a live stream today, which is it's probably on that same video with Cloud. I think the guy was a little bit. I think he originally was supposed to do a slideshow, so I think he was confused. So it was a little bit. The thing was a little bit awkward because it was an interview, but I was expecting just to do a slideshow, so I didn't really have any questions. I didn't have any questions.
Oh, man, you just gotta wing it, right? Wing it.
Yeah. I try to wing it. Yeah, it's a little bit. But these guys have they have something good going. Okay, so you like Peak, Cloud. What else are we into? You're holding Imagine AR.
Yeah, IP for sure. I'm gonna look at a position in Fans because obviously the sports sports gambling is top notch, man. The score, obviously, I'm a big fan of the score. There's a bunch. We call that because when we first started the channel, there was that was the big focus, was the legalizing of sports gambling. Companies like Penn, DraftKings, and you know the success these things have had, right? So obviously you feed off of those, and like you said before with the fintech, as soon as you have some success stories, the rest is history. You can feed off of those, right? So yeah, I definitely like that sector. It's a sector.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. It might be, you know, I think some of the big, you know, the big names that might be getting like a little bit overheated, you know, which is kind of why I like, again, the cheaper stocks. Like, you know, it's like, for example, Teladoc is, you know, it's had a big run, whereas Cloud is in the space, but it's still cheap.
Well, that's what we said. It's in the same, you know, it's in the right sector. It just hasn't gotten the exposure yet.
But it also, you know, here's the other thing. It hasn't made that big run yet. You know, like Teladoc has had a massive run. Cloud, you know, the way I look at these things is in terms of, if you look at these charts, I believe, you know, when it comes to the, like, especially micro caps, you know, when they take off, they make that huge, massive run, and they might go like 10x or whatever, the 15x, but then they pull back, and after they pull back, a lot of them never make it back. Sometimes they come back, but then it's almost, and then it's like, so you want stocks which are still like virginal, you know, they haven't made that big, massive run yet. It's still fresh. It's like Cloud hasn't made that big run yet. They're taking off, but they haven't made that parabolic move. Even Peak has not made that parabolic. I mean, it looks like it's starting to go parabolic a little bit, but this is like it's the first move. So this is kind of
step one. It's not parabolic yet. This ain't nothing yet. I like I said, I foresee big things with this one. And when you get into something, obviously, in your vault, you want it to do that 10x, hell, 20x, you know. But the key again is you said it right. If you haven't made that, it hasn't made that run yet, and once it gets there, it's a healthy pullback is good. We know that, right? We want it to pull back a little bit, and then the key is we go back to the CEO and the people guiding the company. That's going to bring it to the next level after that, right? So the right move. So it's all strategic, tactical, man. Tactical.
Yeah, this is funny. Neo, you want something funny? Neo actually contacted us like about a year ago.
Okay.
I think it was in a year ago. Like I think it was October or November, and you know, it was like the Chinese office contacted us. It was like, and they put us in touch with their IR person in Silicon Valley. And the IR person they had is like, you know, they don't understand the stock, the promotion game. They just confused. But the stock was cheap. It was like $1, and I was very eager to get on board that story, because I forget about the fundamentals or whatever of Neo, whatever. Look, I think the concept,
story for you.
Yeah, I love the concept. I said, hey, they're like the Tesla of China. That's the concept, and it looks legitimate. You know, I mean. It looks, you know, as far as I know, it's legitimate. You never know with a lot of these electric vehicle companies these days. But yeah, so that's pretty interesting.
I bought my first Neo batch. It was I remember $2.17.
Wow! That was must have been last year. Was it last year?
It was in it was not long ago. It was like April, something like that. And I sent one of my best friends. I sent him a text. I said, listen. What do you think of this company? I just opened a position. He goes, oh man, I wouldn't touch that. It's going to go bankrupt, you know. And like you just said, it was a couple of bucks. And I think I bought and sold Neo like 8 times already.
Wow, that's funny.
Look what
I would have loved to have gotten involved with the Neo. We just could. There were the people in China wanted to do it. It's their like US. Whatever.
You just never know, right? You never know. You got to.
Somebody just Loop. Actually, Loop. It's funny. Loop actually. Loop was referred to us back in January. Actually, the same guy that brought us Imagine AR. And you know, we just never the guy, the CEO there was like, I don't know. He's not really a promotional guy. I don't know. It just never got him. He would tell me, "Oh yeah, let's get started," and I never hear from the guys. So I don't know. But he has an interesting story. I just I kind of like it though when the CEO is a little more on the ball, like, you know, they follow up. Like if a guy like flakes out, I was like, I don't know. Neo,
you get a bad vibe, whatever. But yeah, it's a great company. Obviously doing the right things, right partnerships.
I saw the chart the other day. The chart looks pretty good on Loop.
Yeah. Again,
So,
if it's being held back, you know the way it is sometimes. Either shorts get in or whatever it is. They put walls up, so it's yeah, it's that's what's going on there.
Yeah. No, so that's interesting. Okay, so let's wrap it up. I know it's getting late here. It's probably past your bedtime. So,
yeah, man, I'm old. I told you I'm old. I gotta get my sleep. I gotta go watch the election, part 8.
Yeah, exactly. Part eight. Justin Trudeau might be coming into the U.S. presidency next week. So okay, Paul. Here we go. Yeah, we got to get you back on here. Paul, thank you again for joining. This was a lot of fun. I know that everybody in the audience enjoyed it. So I'll catch up with you. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Whatever. Next time we do one of these, I'll send you a link and you join in.
You tell me, brother. Listen, I just want to say you're the man. You've been spot on. You give me some great. Listen, I follow you. Give me some great picks. I'll give you some great picks too. Perfect. Family, baby. Yeah, I wanted to say that. Family. Sal, Big Blue, Crypto, everybody, man. Boss Dak, Ben. I love everybody. Okay, so everyone.
Paul, I need you to say before we go. I need you to do that Paul's pick. I need you to do that.
You're gonna say that. Okay, I'll do it. Tell me one. So you want the 3
right now? Ready to go right now. We're gonna close out that.
2, 1. Paul's Picks 2020, baby. Let's go.
2021. See you in the next live stream, everybody.
Listen, brother. Thank you so much. Okay, God bless.